green tea. In today's video, I want to show you my 5 favorite drone shots and also tell you how you can get them and when to use them. So if you have seen my previous videos, especially Japan 2018 and Panama 2018, you know that I like to use drones as part of my storytelling. Using aerials can give you really different perspectives. They can show you a lot of different things that you wouldn't see otherwise with your camera or even with your eyes. And it's also really great for showcasing landscapes and introducing new places into your video. So the drone that I've been using for the last 1.5 years is the DJI Mavic Air. It's a bit of an older drone, 2 or 3 years old. The picture quality is still very great. It's really tiny, so you can fold it up, you can put it in your backpack. So without further ado, let's jump right into shot number 1. Shot number 1 is what I call the tilt up reveal. So the idea with this shot is you're very close to the ground with the gimbal pointing downwards, and as you're flying forwards, you tilt up the gimbal and you kind of reveal a scene. Let me show you how it looks like. Now the idea of this shot is that it uses the so-called parallax effect. Parallax effect is an effect in video. We have part of the frame move at a different speed than the other part of the frame. In this case, the bottom of the frame, the ground, is moving at a lot of a faster pace in the background. So it kind of creates this difference, which kind of looks very cinematic in a sense. Let me show you how you can get this on your remote. Right? First, you will fly down to the ground, almost touching it. Make sure that there is nothing in between your flight path, otherwise your drone will just crash into it. Then you will use the right shoulder pad to point the gimbal downwards. And then in the next step, you're going to fly forwards. And as you're flying forwards, you will move the gimbal upwards to a straight position, right? When you try to shot it first, don't be discouraged if it doesn't work the first time. It didn't work for me either. Every time I had to sometimes adjust the speed of the gimbal movement. I had to adjust the flight speed. It all depends on what kind of landscape you're shooting, what kind of environment you have. There are a lot of variables basically in there. So yeah, you might have to try a couple of times, but I'm sure you will get it. When to use the shot, I think the best time is if you have a really wide landscape or something very wide where there's a lot of open space to kind of showcase that. Otherwise, if you're just flying in an open space forward, it kind of looks, well, boring because it's just a straight flight shot. But if you fly with this gimbal, you add this really nice parallax cinematic movement, and it can showcase really a landscape in a very interesting way. So now on to shot number 2. So first we had the tilt up reveal, right now we have the tilt down reveal. So this shot is kind of the exact opposite of the tilt up reveal, and it works by flying up very high with your drone, and while you are flying forwards, we'll tilt the gimbal downwards until it is perfectly 90 degrees to whatever you want to shoot underneath it. So I said that the tilt up reveal is very good for wide landscapes or like really wide areas, but the tilt down reveal actually works really well if you have an isolated subject, for example, or a very busy scene, because you can isolate it by flying towards it from a very wide scene. So let me show you how it looks like. On the controller, basically what you're just going to do is you're going to fly up until you're at a comfortable height. And what you're going to do is you're going to just push the stick flying forwards, and then on the right shoulder pad you're going to move down until the gimbal is in a perfect straight angle to the ground. Now again, with this shot you will have to try a couple of times until you get the movement of the gimbal to be perfectly straight at the end of the shot. It might take a couple of tries. Did for me as well. And as I said, this works really well with busy scenes, isolated subjects, stuff like that. Now, for shot number 3, the rotating parallax, or just the rotating shot. Now this is a shot that is actually pre-programmed in the Smart Fly menu of the DJI app, but I like to use it manually because it kind of gives me more control, just kind of works better if I do it manually. Let me show you first how it looks like. The way to get this shot is basically you on the sticks. On the left stick you will either fly to the left or to the right to create a horizontal movement, and then on the right stick you will also point to the same direction, so either left or right. And then what this creates is the drone will start circling around. Depending on how strong you push, the circle will be bigger, smaller, and you can adjust this depending on what kind of subject you shoot. Speaking of which, when does it work? I think it works actually in like a very wide landscape area as well, because again, you're not just flying straight forward, you kind of have this circular, this curve movement, which kind of looks very interesting. For me at least. But it also works if you have a single subject, for example the castle you saw before, because you're flying around it. If you again have this subject in the foreground and then something else in the background, whatever, forest, city, sky, ocean, whatever. But this is moving again at a different speed, creating this parallax effect again, which looks really interesting. So now on to shot number 4, which is the fly-up. But the fly-up is a drone shot that I think a lot of people will just do the first time that they get the drone. And it's also pre-programmed in the intelligent flight mode in the DJI app. But there's some things to keep in mind when you're shooting this like fly-up shot. But let me show you how it looks like. The idea with the fly-up shot is you have your gimbal pointing straight down and then you just fly up the drone. Pretty simple shot, but again, some things to keep in mind. When to use the shot. I think the shot works really well when you have something symmetrical on the ground. So for example, you saw the lighthouse shot, right? It was pretty symmetrical, like pretty much both sides of the frame were identical. And I think this works really well with this kind of flying up shot and looking straight down. And another thing that also works really well are patterns. So if you saw the tree shot, like the winter trees, it also worked really well because there was like kind of this natural pattern on the ground, and that worked really well. And another thing to keep in mind when you're shooting this shot is the framing. So when you start close to like a subject, for example the lighthouse, you have a pretty tight frame more or less. And then as you fly upwards, the frame will naturally kind of become bigger, more things will come into the frame. And here's the thing, if you're starting with like a singular subject, for example, and you're flying upwards, and anything else that kind of gets pushed into the frame, whether it's, for example, some other trees, maybe some nature, maybe even like some objects, they will basically draw all of the attention to them because they're suddenly like in the frame when they weren't before. So as an example, if you have like a singular tree, and let's say you want to do this drone shot, which I think would work really well. If you're flying up and maybe that next to the tree there's like a small, I don't know, maybe there's another tree there, maybe there's a car there or something. And as soon as that moves into the frame, all of the attention is going to be there, and yeah, basically the tree will just be forgotten more or less. And then on to shot number 5, the last one, the reveal. And the reveal is a shot that's kind of typically done or more traditionally done with normal filmmaking. So you will have, for example, a wall, and you will have the camera kind of push through the wall, for example, or a door frame. And yeah, in a drone it kind of works similar. Let me show you how it looks like. With a drone we're also gonna have, for example, something in the foreground, maybe like a mountain, maybe a hill, maybe even a wall, maybe some trees, and you're gonna kind of reveal something behind it. It works really well for like a landscape, or maybe a different subject that you want to have. But with the thing with drones is, with normal filmmaking you really want to kind of be close, kind of get the reveal. I think with drone filmmaking you can actually be pretty far away because you still get this kind of really more exaggerated movement in a sense. So you can be further away from the subject and still get this kind of reveal, and it also again utilizes this parallax effect. So yeah, those were my top 5 favorite drone shots. There's countless more drone shots, but what I would recommend is just going out there with your drone, getting all of the pre-programmed intelligent flight modes, and just kind of like flying around. And yeah, if you have any kind of favorite shots that you like with your drone, let me know in the comments. I would like to try them the next time I'm flying. And yeah, if you like the video, thumbs up would help. If you like this kind of content, subscribe will also really help grow this channel. And yeah, if you want to see more of these videos, let me know. And one more thing, thank you for 100. So I just got a notification while filming this that I reached 100 subscribers. Thank you to all 100. It's pretty amazing, 100. I started making these videos at the end of December. I think I started at like 7 subscribers, and now reaching 100, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I hope you stick around. And then I guess I'll see you next Sunday. And for me, it's time to now drone away.